What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Holy Hair. I'm Laura Ashley, and today I'm going to talk about how to file your taxes and go about organizing all your stuff to get you the most out of your tax return when you're filing as a 1099 business owner. So I have been running my own business as a salon suite renter for 5.5 years now, and this past year that I did my taxes, I actually got a return. So I feel like I've kind of mastered the process here, but it has definitely taken me some time to figure this out. Let me tell you, it is a bit overwhelming at first and it is a bit confusing. So what I want to do in this video is simplify all of the junk and make it as least stressful as possible to keep track of your expenses, do your taxes, and get you some money back. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so my first major tip, like most important thing, is you find a way to stay organized through the entire year. It's going to make your life a lot easier when you sit down to do your taxes. I actually have a drawer upstairs in my office. Like, I say pick one spot, one location where you put all of your receipts throughout the entire year. I also have this filing cabinet that I keep my past year's receipts and tax records in, just in case I need to refer back to anything. Anytime you buy something for your business, you save that receipt, you put it in your wallet. When you get home, you put it in that drawer. Like, I don't care if you have a million things to do, it's so important, and I cannot stress this enough. Save all of your receipts. I'm gonna get into what kind of receipts you should be saving and what you should keep track of in just a little bit. If this is your first year starting out as a business owner, I would definitely suggest that you put a little bit of money aside for taxes if you haven't already set up your quarterly payments. So I like to pay quarterly personally for my taxes. That way at the end of the year, I don't owe some huge lump sum amount. I actually pay every 3 months so that at the end of the year, hopefully I will not owe anything. So you can go through an accountant to set this up. You know, look for somebody that does taxes that you can kind of link up with and just go over a plan for the year. I definitely suggest using an accountant. I have someone that I use and I trust, and I can reach out to her with questions and different stuff like that. It really does not cost much in the long run, and it's a write-off. I like to make my accountant's life a lot easier and go ahead and get everything organized for her. The first year that I did my taxes, I did not stay organized. I was not the best at keeping track of everything, and I was just more focused on my business and just keeping my clients happy, like in the salon. So I got to the end of the year, I went through everything. I thought I had all my receipts and everything like laid out. We added everything up. I waited until I got there to add everything up, which like took forever. It was honestly like a stressful experience. And we get to the end and I find out that I actually owed $12,000 in taxes my first year doing business because I did not pay quarterly taxes. Naturally, I cried. I just so happened to have a Bible study meeting at church that night, and I could not hold it together. Like, it was all I could think about. So I'm at church, I just like break down. I'm like, I need prayer, please pray for me. So a group of friends at church like gathered around. We prayed about it, and I kid you not, the next morning, I woke up and I just had this feeling, what if I had some more receipts somewhere? What if I had some write-offs that I didn't know about? So I searched the house. Sure enough, I came across a folder that had about 4 months worth of expenses in receipts in that folder. And that ended up honestly like saving my life. That was God Himself full on coming through and saving me, because I was freaking out. So I end up going back to the accountant and I told her the situation and I gave her all of the receipts. We added it up. I went from owing $12,000 to owing $4,000, which is a huge difference. When I say that expenses matter, like, that is why. You want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your write-offs and that you are also being honest and truthful with your write-offs. You don't want to take advantage, but you want to put in everything that you rightfully spent for your business so that you can get a write-off for it. So let me just show you my list. I have come up with this awesome list, and you guys can change, you know, certain categories on here to tailor to your business, but this is all of my categories in which I write off stuff. You can take a screenshot or take notes or whatever. Here it is. Expenses and fees. When I run credit cards, they have credit card fees. So that is a tax write-off. So my credit card fees for the year, dollar amount, I write it right there. Then I categorize my monthly expenses for the whole year. Spotify, I play music at work, so that is a write-off. Vagaro is the online software that I use for booking and scheduling. If you're a hairstylist, I definitely recommend Vagaro. I write off my Amazon Prime because I buy a lot of stuff for work off of Amazon, so I write that off. My rent at the salon, we pay rent per week, but I add that up for the year and get the amount. My cell phone bill, I use my phone for work, so that counts. And my internet. Then we have my business expenses for the year. So Salon Supplies, everything that goes into Salon Supplies is like hair color, shampoo and conditioner, back bar supplies, stuff that I sell at work, all that goes under here. Workplace fixtures, if I need to get a new stand, a new chair, a new mirror for work. I moved a couple years ago, so I had a lot of workplace fixtures that year. I don't always have a ton of workplace fixtures, but sometimes I need to replace something. Electronics, which is going to be like if I needed to get a new computer, a new cell phone, an iPad, things like that. Client refreshments is going to be wine, beer, water that I supply for my clients while they're at the salon. Hair shows and travel. Say you traveled to New York City for a hair class that you wanted to take and you got certified in something from that hair class. You're going to write that off. You're going to write off the hotel, the food you ate while you were there, the Uber rides, anything you bought at the show. All that is going to go into hair shows and travels. I try to go to at least 2 hair shows a year. One is always local in my city, and then usually I'll go to like one other one in a different state. Utility items is going to be your cleaning supplies, basically any like miscellaneous items that you buy for the salon. You'd be surprised like how many miscellaneous items you end up buying. And then my licensing fees, we pay fees every year to have your cosmetology license. And then I have donations down here. I always donate to Goodwill, leftover shampoos and conditioners, clothes, whatever. That all goes into donations. So then I get everything organized so that I can log them into this list. Oh, another thing that I forgot to add on here, because I don't do a ton of miles, but if you drive really far for your job, or say you do a wedding and it's like 2 hours away and you did hair and makeup for it, you would log in your mileage here. So different from hair shows and travels, because that's more like flights and stuff. This would be like mileage that you drove in your car. So that's basically like gas money. You'd do another category that would be like mileage. So that is another expense that you can add. All of my monthly expenses, I don't typically have receipts for, so those are just things that I know how much comes out each month, and I just times that by 12, and then I get the amount for all of these expenses up here. But for my business expenses, these are things that typically change each year, so I definitely make sure I have a receipt for everything, and I go through and I organized my receipts and I put them into piles. I know that if it was from, you know, typically Total Wine or Target, it was going to be client refreshments, and then, you know, my licensing fees. Salon expenses is always my big one. I get orders at the salon every other week of hair color, extensions, all that good stuff. This is a thick pile for the year. And as you can see, it's $12,605 for last year that I spent on salon supplies. So that is a lot of money to write off. So I organize everything into piles. And then what I do is I add up one by one with a calculator. I know it's a pain in the butt, but it really does not take that long. Each receipt to get the amount in the entire pile, and then I take a Post-it note and I write the amount on that category, and I either staple it or pin it together somehow, and I keep this all in a folder. After I get everything added up, I get my credit card fees on the Vagaro website, so I log that number in there, and then I get all of these numbers filled out. I give this sheet to my tax lady, and I also give her my 1099 and any other information from that year that you think is necessary. Like, for instance, I bought a house last year, so I had a piece of paper come in the mail that was, I don't know, it was like it said, use this sheet when you file your taxes. So I gave her that sheet as well. And again, I am showing you guys my list that I personally use that has worked for me, renting a salon studio space and working as a hairstylist. So if you have a different kind of business, you can always change these categories, but I hope that I have some helpful tips in here for you guys to use. So I really hope you guys took away some helpful tips from this video. I tried to make everything easy to understand and break it down into parts so that you can stay organized when you do your taxes. I hope that this video helped in some way to make you feel a little less stressed during tax time and a little more confident in yourself as a hairstylist and as a business owner, so that you don't have to owe a ton of money when it comes to the end of the year. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.